Before we begin, take a deep breath. You're here, you're present, and that matters. If this podcast resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It helps us reach others who might need this message. Have you ever felt like you were drowning in your own thoughts? Spiraling into a darkness so deep that you couldn't even explain it to someone else? That was me. In the midst of a depressive episode, my mind was a storm, my body was heavy, and hope felt unreachable. But one simple practice, journaling, became my lifeline. It didn't cure me, but it gave me just enough air to breathe, enough space to hold on. Today on Bipolar Talks, I'll take you into that raw experience and show you how something as basic as putting pen to paper helped me survive. So grab a warm drink, settle in, and if you haven't already, please hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who may need it. Section 1. The Descent into Depression. Depression doesn't always arrive like a thunderstorm. Sometimes it creeps in like fog, slowly muting the color from your life. I remember waking up and staring at the ceiling, not because I was thinking about anything in particular, but because I couldn't move. The thoughts that ran through my head were a mix of hopelessness and numbness. What's the point? I'm such a burden. No one would even notice if I disappeared. These are intrusive, painful thoughts, but they are real symptoms of major depressive episodes, especially in bipolar disorder. According to the National Institute of Mental Health (NIM), depressive episodes in bipolar disorder can last weeks to months and are often marked by feelings of emptiness, sleep disturbances, and difficulty concentrating. Left unchecked, they can severely impair functioning. Section 2. Why I turned to journaling. When words are too hard to speak, sometimes they're easier to write. At my lowest, I didn't want to talk to anyone. Even texting felt exhausting, but something told me to just write. I pulled out a notebook and started with a single line. I feel terrible today. That sentence turned into paragraphs. Paragraphs turned into pages. And suddenly, the fog began to lift just enough for me to see where I was emotionally. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Affective Disorders found that expressive writing, particularly emotional disclosure through journaling, reduced symptoms of depression and anxiety, especially when individuals wrote regularly. If you've ever felt trapped in your own head, try journaling. And if it's helped you, comment below and share your story. Let's build this healing community together. Section 3. What I wrote and why it helped. My journal entries weren't poetic. They weren't wise. They were raw. I wrote about the heaviness in my chest, the guilt of missing work, the fear that I'd never get better. I wrote what I couldn't say out loud. One of the most powerful entries simply said, I want to be okay again. Reading that back weeks later gave me perspective. It reminded me that even in the darkness, a small part of me was still reaching for light. Research insight. Cognitive behavioral theories suggest that journaling helps identify distorted thinking and can foster more objective perspectives over time. According to research from the University of Rochester, journaling is linked to improved mental clarity and emotional regulation. Section 4. Making it a daily habit. I didn't journal every day at first. Some days I only managed a few lines. But over time I created a routine: wake up, write one sentence. That sentence often turned into a cathartic release. I used prompts like, what do I need today? What emotion am I afraid to feel? What would I say to a friend who feels like I do? Some days the pages were messy and angry. Other days they were reflective. But all of them were mine. Research insight. Neuroscience supports the use of habitual journaling for mood regulation. A 2022 paper in Frontiers in Psychology found that journaling activates the medial prefrontal cortex, a brain region involved in self-reflection and emotional processing. Like and share this if you think journaling could help someone you love. Small habits can have massive impacts. Section 5. What changed for me? Did journaling cure my depression? No. Let's be real, depression is complex, and in my case, it's part of a larger diagnosis of bipolar disorder. But journaling became my mirror. It helped me notice patterns like how I got worse when I isolated or better when I slept regularly. I was also able to bring journal pages into therapy. I could show my psychiatrist how my thoughts evolved over time. That made my treatment more precise. Clinicians have started integrating journaling into cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and dialectical behavior therapy, DBT. Studies in behavioral sciences show that journaling supports progress tracking and increases treatment adherence. If you're in treatment, journaling might be the missing piece. Drop a comment if you've used journaling in therapy, or if you're curious to try. Section 6. A note to anyone struggling right now. If you're listening to this in the middle of a depressive episode, I want you to hear me clearly. You're not broken. You're not weak. You are going through something incredibly difficult, and that pain is real. But there is hope. Even when you feel disconnected from everything and everyone, there is something that can tether you back to yourself. For me, that thing was journaling. Peer-reviewed studies from Harvard and Penn State both confirm that narrative writing, telling your own story, can reduce suicidal ideation and enhance feelings of control during depressive episodes. Comment if this message touched your heart. And if you're feeling brave, share your own lifeline with us. Section 7. Practical tips to start journaling. If you're new to journaling, here are 5 simple tips. 1. Don't worry about grammar. This is for you. 2. Use a timer. Write for 5 to 10 minutes without stopping. 3. Write the worst version first. Get your feelings out. Messy is fine. 4. Use prompts. Google mental health journal prompts, or ask ChatGPT. 5. Create a safe space. Your journal should be private. Lock it away if needed. Studies in psychiatry research show that even short bursts of 10-minute journaling over 4 days significantly reduce cortisol levels, the hormone linked to stress. If you try any of these tips, let us know in the comments. Section 8. What the research says overall. While my story is personal, it's echoed in data from the mental health community. Journaling is no longer seen as just a creative outlet. It's recognized as a legitimate psychological tool. According to a meta-analysis published in BMJ Open in 2021, journaling, especially expressive and gratitude journaling, shows consistent benefits for people with depressive symptoms. Across dozens of studies, participants reported not only emotional relief, but also physiological improvements, like reduced blood pressure and better sleep quality. Neurologically, MRI scans reveal that expressive writing lights up the prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making and emotional regulation. This means the simple act of writing can literally reshape how your brain processes difficult emotions. Clinicians are now prescribing journaling as part of integrated mental health care. It's used alongside medication and talk therapy, especially in cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT frameworks. If you're interested in the science behind healing, give this section a like, and share this episode with a friend who might appreciate the research-backed truth that recovery isn't just possible, it's supported by science. Journaling didn't make my depression disappear, but it gave me something I desperately needed: a space to be honest, to process pain, to heal in small pieces. If you're struggling, try picking up a pen. You don't have to know what to write. Just start. And if you're journaling already, keep going. You never know what clarity, courage, or comfort might emerge. Before you go, please like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode. You might just change someone's life with one simple share. Disclaimer: this video is for informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult a qualified mental health expert for guidance specific to your needs. Thank you for being here. You matter.